die. You gotta understand what you gotta do. Like Melvin Farmer, you got guy like Whack 100 for extra four, all these different dudes, man. Break babies. You got all these dudes on these platforms, the little Dirks, the King Vons, these guys at bringing up the drug culture like it's a hell of a thing to be a gangbanger. And then they raising their children in them cultures. And most of the young guys I just mentioned, they were brought up in that culture. So when are we gonna ever change? When we gonna ever think about something different? Because we letting 4 or 5 idiots around the world with platform talk about gang culture. I'm gonna tap on the Willie and Wallow situation. Wallow always try to talk past. He be passive. He giving great information. He be positive. He try to steer the young guys away from the street culture. Then you got Gilly. On the other hand, he want to be the big homie. Like he never had nobody looking up to him before. So by him having the artists and other people in the street looking up to him, he think that's cool. But we got to break that norm. People are praising Young Thug now. No, he shouldn't get no praise. Yes, I'm happy that the young man won his case. YSL, he came home. But why are we praising somebody who was unalive and supposedly unaliving people, who was in a gang, who fought hard to get out of poverty and kept himself from poverty? You don't cry for people like that because they paint an image for our kids to look up to. Because more parents nowadays, they letting social media raise their children. So who their children gonna look up to? If you have a little son, most likely, if you're a man and you have a little son, you're not a superhero. If you have a daughter and you're a positive influence, but with the negativity from social media and the surrounding communities and the people in the surrounding areas, you're not her superstar. You're not her Beyonce. Cause you know why? They picking up the images that's on the streets. We gotta stop letting our children be brainwashed. You gotta look around the world. They want people to be crash out dummies. They want people to be followers. They want people to be blinded what's going on in society. They just want you to follow the most negative, demonic things possible. Whatever situation they want you in, they don't want you in a positive situation. They don't want people being on here talking about politics in the right way. They don't want people here talking about investing in the right way. They don't want people on here talking about education. They want people to be talking about on here sex, violence, drug usage, drug selling, gang banging. Look at the things that they promote. You go to other countries like China, the one who basically control a lot of social media programs. Everything about this social media is positivity. Ours are filled up with a lot of negativity. And we going for this because we so caught up also. Even me, I be on social media looking at shit I shouldn't be looking at a 59-year-old man. So I'm also guilty. And I'm also guilty for lashing out. I'm also guilty for saying stuff I shouldn't have said out my mouth. And I'm still in training also. But by me having an awareness of what's going on is a good thing. And some people are not going to get to my maturity level until they get 35, 40, 45. And some people might be at that maturity level where I'm at right now at the age of 18. So that's why every time guys come around and they doing positivity, I always pray, hey man, congratulations, man. I'm proud of you, man. Keep going, man. I love you, man. Fight hard, man. Don't get caught up in this bullshit out here. And then the one that doing negativity, once I say something to them positive and they still on it, I really don't talk to them anymore. Because you got so many outside factors, other people pushing them in the wrong direction. I just stay out the way. Because the jewels I dropped on them, either they're going to get out the game, go to prison, or be unalive. If they go to prison and get out the game, whatever I told them, they'll rehash on it. They'll rehash on it. But it's all our problems that we letting the street be controlled by the youngsters. When I was out there in the 80s, nowhere in the world, when we was hustling, kids gonna be hustling. Kids gonna know what we're gonna be doing. Kids are not gonna be around us. Kids not gonna be influenced by us. Now they might have seen the cars, the jewelry, but they don't know who we are. We ain't gonna be in the house flashing money in front of them. We ain't gonna be doing none of this stuff. We're not gonna be selling the drugs in front of them. We're not gonna be getting high in front of them. We're not gonna be drinking in front of them. Kids see all this now. So by the time they 14 to 15, they already got their mind made up what they're gonna do. And most likely, if a kid growing up in the inner city, if his mother is a prostitute and the daddy is a gangbanger, the girl gonna sell sex and the daddy gonna have his son gangbanger because they're gonna be his little big homie. So when we start seeing platforms like that, man, we got to find a way, man, to tell them to change the narrative. Because they can do what they want. They got millions and millions of followers. I'm just a guy on here with 800 and some followers. But the positive thing about it, them 800 and some followers want to hear some positivity. That's what I'm striving for. If I get 1,000 followers, they follow me because of positivity. If I got 100,000 followers, it's all about positivity because I'm going to get there. Because God knows I'm trying to do the right thing for my people. And not just African American, but Latino, Hispanic, Asian, the Jewish population, the Italians, the Greeks. I want to help every population, the Palestinians, etc. I feel everybody is under one nation. We under one nation under the groove with God. So we got to start thinking like that. It shouldn't be no racism. It should be no racist gap. We all should be living for humanity. But it got to stop. It got to start with our own community. What's up, Hugo? It got to start with our own communities. And we got to stop talking about, well, the white man did it. No, he ain't did nothing, man. You're your own worst enemy. You're your own worst enemy. And then you hear guys talking about, man, they holding it back. How are they holding you back when you got people every day? I appreciate Hugo. When you got people every day on TV like the Beyoncés at the Super Bowl, the Jay-Z's, the Puff Daddies, the Shaquille O'Neals. You seeing the Stephen A. Smith, the Earn Your Leisure. You seeing people out here making millions of dollars and you talking about they holding it back and they on white people platforms. That's just an excuse. They want you to have in your mind that you want to fail. Should nobody want to fail? Should nobody want to fail? And we got to stop making excuses. Here you go. You know I'm telling the truth. The more excuses we make, the further we get held back in our own mindset. My mindset is so strong as I did that 20 years in prison that nothing was going to hold me back. And I wasn't going to go back to the game to make the money. I said I was going to make the same money I made legitimately than I made illegally. Now, mind you, no, have it took me a longer time? Yes. But guess what? I'm still on 7 figures. My portfolio is 7 figures for me hustling and grinding, hustling and grinding, hustling and grinding. That's the greatest thing out here, man, that you can be a felon and you still can get on top. In the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, and 70s, if an African-American man came out the federal system or the state system, he was going to be washing dishes. He was going to be cutting grass. He was going to be doing sanitation. Now, those jobs back then were jobs that people didn't get paid a lot of money. He was going to be a gas station attendant. You go out there and pump people gas. Now that you can come out the federal system or state system out of 10, 15, 20 years, and you can get on a platform. You can make millions of dollars. You can start a business. You can be an entrepreneur. It's too many things that you can get into the stock market. It's a lot of things that we can do outside of making fucking excuses. I hate when people make excuses. And you know what? I'm about to show y'all something. I'm going to see, can I flip this? I try to flip it, but okay. Now look at this. I want everybody on here to see this. I want everybody to see this. I'm going to go real slow, and it's not bragging or boasting. Just to let everybody know that whatever you put your mind to, you can do. Now, mind you, this room is bigger than some people apartments in Times Square. Some people apartments in the suburbs. This room is 4 times to 5 times to 6 times bigger than my prison cell. So you're going to tell me you can't make it when I just show you a room that I built in my basement so I can have a personal workout area for me to train and me to work out no matter we have a pandemic. So you're going to tell me Everybody can't do this. What about white supremacy? That one I say is a false narrative. This is not the 1800s. This 2024, about to be 2025. We got to stop making excuses about our failures. We got to stop making excuses. You got to focus on what you want to do in your life. You got to cut up all the negativity. You got to keep all your information to yourself until you plot your course, until you sit there, get it together. Once you get it together, then people will see what you had in store. You can't carry everybody. You can't bring everybody along. Like I tell people, I'm by myself 99% of the time. I don't want to be in a situation where I'm with people every day, all day long. It's a distraction. What I'm doing riding around with you for 4 or 5 hours out of the day? I can't get what I need to get done for me. If I'd have been doing that when I came home from prison, I would not be in this situation right now. I asked God, I humbly got on my knees and prayed to God and asked God to be the CEO of my life. And he put me in the right situations. He protected me every time I needed protection. And he brought the right people in my life. So you got to stop relying on your homeboy and your homegirl that never bring values to your life. Or you might not be bringing value to their life. You might be the enemy for them. You the one might be bringing them down. But I'm going to let y'all know before I get off here. Change your life. Get around the right people. Find mentors. Talk positivity into your life. Never put yourself down. And always tell yourself you're great. And lastly, and most importantly, make sure you depend on God to be a CEO of your life. Peace out. Os.